Hey, but congratulations on your deal.
Yeah.
You're making the right moves right now.
Well, yeah, look, this building, it's like right over there, like right across the water, that building right there. We did a 12-unit deal there. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be signing the lease, so that'll be fun. Uh, we went in and it was kind of cold, which was funny, and the people they were ready. So just what's funny is it was just about timing because one of the ball teams, I think a Canadian hockey team actually had rented those 12 units for a year,
Hey,
and their lease expired. So the building was kind of in a weird position where they had a big group of units that had actually empty.
wow.
Well, somebody's asking where am I at? I'm in Tampa. I'm in Tampa, here in the Marriott. You know, my room wasn't ready, so they gave me a room with I didn't want a room with a conference room in it, but this is what they gave me.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, congratulations, bro. I mean, I got to tell you, you are an inspiration to a lot of us, because and it doesn't really matter what background, it doesn't matter if we're male or female, it doesn't matter anything. It's just there's so much opportunity if you take it. If you really
Well,
focus and execute on your level, man.
yeah. Well,
I want to be
execute.
like you when I grow up.
Well, I don't know.
But you know what?
Execute.
What the reason why I wanted to jump on a live with you was because a lot of times people just don't know our story. They don't know how we got started,
Yeah.
Just for like a few minutes, tell us like what year you got started and what was that like?
Well, let's see. It's been 7 years, so what was that? It was like end of 15 or something like that. End of 2015. When I started with my first, I've taught you guys a lot about it. Like you start with your first guest house. Like I started just as a means of survival, as a way to cover my rent. So I got a house with a guest house. I've talked about it many times with people, where that's a way where you could get to zero. You don't have any that monthly expense of paying your rent. And so that's what I did. I got this house that had that situation, and within like 15 minutes of putting it on the platform, I had my first booking that was for, I think it was like $600 more than my rent and all my bills. So that was wonderful, and the difference between me and a lot of people is that I just never stopped renting. I kept renting more units,
Yeah.
So it's easy to do a deal like I did this weekend, but you do have to have it. You need to, be able to, show financials. So from the beginning, you have to start like a real business. Get all your paperwork ready, get your tax ID, get your DUNS number, like I've told you guys many times. That way, when you show up to a place like that, and you're asking them for a big number of units, they doing real business, and they're going to be willing to work with you.
Yeah.
If you don't have that information, you're not even going to get past the gatekeepers, which are the first few people that you speak to before you even consider doing a deal with you. They're kind of asking the questions before you talk to the people
Yeah.
actually in charge. So
And that's true.
Well,
And
I
we talked about a lot of that.
The gatekeepers are the first step, but the only way you get past that is you have to have the proper answers up front. Here's my business. I'm a real business. Here's my tax ID.
That's right.
Here's my DUNS number. Here's, the things that they're going to be asking you for. So then when you get an actual meeting with a decision maker, you're going to be able to close a deal. Because, I'm hearing from a lot of people, they say that it's tough to get these corporate leases. And I got news for you guys. It really isn't that tough. You just have to follow
It's not
basic
tough.
information.
It's just a recipe. It's
You know,
just a
it's
recipe.
basic information.
Yeah.
So once you have that stuff down packed, the scripts that you have to tell these communities, then everything else is just like plug and play. You know, so I got another community I'm meeting with tomorrow. That's a much bigger deal, a much bigger community. You know, it'll probably be a 100-unit deal. It'll take time.
Woo!
You know,
Woo!
so
That's
but
what I'm talking about. 100 units.
well, 100 units. You know, like that sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. You know,
It's, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you know, the sky's the limit. You know, I got to tell you, you're probably one of the first guys that I've ever met where I have a vision for you, and I see you in multiple states, you know, where there's like 50 to 100 units in each state. So I really can be in
the formula.
our lane, you know what I mean? To just be like, bam, I'm everywhere. Next question for you is about us. It's about Workbnb.
Okay.
So, you know, first of all, I just want to, you know, let everybody know, you know, that you're the chairman of the advisory board. Thank you for joining us as chair. So thank you for that.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
And tell me real quick, what did you see in our vision for Workbnb? Like, why did you want to join this?
Well, one of the main reasons is, you know, this industry is shifting. Corporate travel is shifting. The work traveler is where the money is right now. If you capitalize on those deals, you don't have to depend so much on the party crowd, which is like this deal that we just did. It's a corporate deal, so we're looking for longer stays. It has to be 30 days or more,
Right.
and it's in a place where people are coming for that reason. So this building, internally they can't do short-term leases because they don't have the structure for that. So they need a company to come in that can do the short-term, you know, and because every day they're getting 10 to 20 phone calls, people trying to do 3 and 4 month leases with them.
Right.
Not set up for that type of thing because management companies don't do that type of deal. You know, it's just they need longer leases because of valuations. You know, it has to do with the valuations of the buildings where they can't do an 8-month lease or a 6-month lease because the bank won't let them do it. You know?
Right. So you're the one who takes the long-term lease, but you're going to bring in the business traveler, the essential worker. That's what we're all about. And thank you for believing in this vision, because as a new platform, it just takes a vision forward to even, you know, really make it. I mean, if you don't have a vision on the platform level, how are you going to get hosts to agree and, you know, really want to make money, you know? So I really appreciate you giving us advice all the way through for, you know, contributing money. You contributed money to us. That was one thing a lot of people don't know. You have, you know, got on phone calls with us and talked things through. So I'm very hopeful that in the future, we are going to build like-minded people with your mindset, the expansion mindset, the corporate mindset, because that can go state to state to state.
Exactly, and that is the goal. Like now that I'm seeing that there's a certain shift in the marketplace where the longer term, well, midterm, really, it's not long term. It's more of a midterm type of tendency of 30 days to 120 days. That there's kind of a sweet spot there. A client that hasn't been really serviced, and we could actually come in and we could use that model across many states and take over. Because you know, when you're talking about the short term, like nightly rental, that's a saturated market, and you got to think outside of the box if you're going to be at the next level in this type of thing.
Right.
I was actually stuck in that nightly rental mindset for a long time, and I cost myself money because there's a shift, and if you don't really understand it, you're going to be left behind.
Right, right, right. And I mean, you experienced it yourself with Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
You know, when a big corporation has a project that's coming in, they don't have time to mess around calling or asking for inquiries is, can you do this? Can you do that? They just want to rent space, right?
Exactly. Like when I did Anheuser-Busch,
Okay. Yeah.
This way is
we,
perfect. Like,
all right, sorry about that.
you can.
We're
Sun.
look at you, man. You look like you're like I don't know, some kind of a famous rapper or something.
No, you know, I just threw on some Ray-Bans because the sun is coming into the office. But anyway, I have a surprise for you, bro. So we have a video we want to show you.
Oh yeah, what's that? Show me.
All right, we're ready.
So tell me about yourselves. Where are you guys from? How'd you meet? We are from Chicago, Illinois, and we met in high school, and we're high school sweethearts. What got you interested in opening your own short-term rental in this industry?
Our first Airbnb that we stayed in was actually in Boston. From that moment on, I kind of saw how the business worked. This woman that we stayed at her place, she had a bottom floor, the converted basement made into a little apartment. And as I started to look at her calendar, it was jam-packed and busy. Like she had every day booked. And that's when I started to realize that there is a business opportunity in this. And then throughout the United States, we've stayed in many different ones. I've stayed in Chicago, in Seattle.
I stayed in Bali.
In Bali, yeah. So we got to see it. So yeah, around the world, actually, you know, that she's stayed in Bali. So us staying in other people's Airbnbs is what made us want to get into this industry.
What steps did you take to open your own unit?
So we had seen other people do it. We seen them do it in their own homes. So it was a lot of research, and it also was a lot of hands-on experience. And then also getting to work with Uncanny co-hosting, that also helped out a lot.
So what got you interested in joining me and Yves on the board to make this app come to life?
He told me about the idea of Workbnb, changing the method around compared to what Airbnb has. And so that's what really got me interested and wanted to get involved. And I could just see the true passion that Yves and Josh have for this project, which it made me inspired that I really wanted to be a part of it. We both wanted to be a part of it.
How has your overall experience as a host and a board member been up until this point?
The knowledge that Yves has in this short-term industry and also building a corporation from the ground up, it's been extraordinary to see. I'm excited every time that we have a meeting and get to see how it's going to be ran. I think we have a product that I think is going to hit the market hard. We're in the service business and we want to service the hosts and also the guests. So we have a product that's going to do both. We have so many features that's going to go on with the app and with the company, help provide the experiences, again, for the hosts and the customers.
Hey.
That was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, so we're that was
Money well spent.
That was Dave and Angie. They're our board members.
Okay.
And you know, sometimes, you know, not everybody's camera ready, right? So we had a really great artist make that video, and he made it. So it was a real interview, right? And he made them into cartoon characters so that we could get our message out. And it was really important. Cool. Yeah, it was really important to do something different in this business. Not a lot of people are doing stuff like this.
Well, that was fun. You know, that's kind of like a fun thing to do, and you know, it's different. You know, people like different. You know, everybody wants something a little bit on the cutting edge. You know.
To talk to you next about Airbnb's big announcement today, because I know it's affecting everybody. You know, they're the Google.
I read a little bit about it. Give me some details.
Okay, so
really, you know, to be honest with you, I knew something was coming out, but I was busy with this building. I was excited with crypto the whole day.
I know you're like on another level. So let me tell you what happened today. So Brian Chesky, the CEO of Airbnb, he went live on YouTube to talk about the big rebound. The everybody's going to be traveling, right?
Yep.
And he was telling everybody to get ready, but he wanted to express that Airbnb is making 100 updates to their platform. 100, okay? And that's a lot of updates for any app, anything to make 100. So, you know, we're developing our own platform, so we were listening, right? And what we were listening for was how is he going to make it better for us hosts? Because, you know, we've been dealing with some challenges. And one of the challenges is the guest review system, right?
Well, that is a problem. You get paused. You get guys that retaliate on a review, and you get paused. It happens to everybody.
Right.
That's something they need.
Right. And it's important that Brian had the opportunity to speak about it, and he didn't. And I don't know why, but he really kind of left out what he was going to make better for all the things that we've been complaining about. We've been complaining about getting our accounts delisted. We've been, you know, like without explanation. And he had the moment to say, we are going to stop delisting accounts, hosts, without explanation, but he didn't do it. Big missed opportunity. But he tried to like razzle and dazzle with like features that really didn't matter in this moment. So one thing that I had heard from another host was he said, well, if I get delisted, I have a backup account.
Well, that's something a lot of I personally have like 7 accounts.
Right. The media is not talking about that. And
So you really, like, if you're on Airbnb, you need to have multiple accounts. You have to have business accounts. You have to have personal accounts. You just have to, because anything could happen, and they're the ones in control of the business. You know, so you got to know what you're dealing with.
right. So now another person said, and this is hilarious to me. She literally said on the Facebook groups, I got kicked off. You know, what should I do? And someone commented, you should buy somebody else's Airbnb account.
Bro.
I mean, isn't that crazy?
That's pretty crazy. That takes me back to the old eBay days, you know?
Right. Like, why do you have to do that? That's really crazy. But the other thing I wanted to bring up was the review system. How hosts are getting basically 4-star reviews, 3-star reviews from people that are just like disgruntled about anything, you know, toilet paper that you choose, whatever. And it takes you out. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. So what they're doing is they're leaving 4- and 3-star reviews because they're mad about something.
Oh yeah.
And it takes you out of Superhost, right? Well, out of all the 100 updates that they were doing, they didn't change that. They didn't make it harder for you to be knocked out of Superhost. They actually made it easier now. They are making, one of the updates they talk about is making it easier for guests to complain about things. And we have already been seeing hosts, you know, delisted or taken out of Superhost because it was already so easy. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, I'll tell you, at scale on Airbnb, it's tough to keep Superhost. You know, I have some accounts that have Superhost, some don't. You know, it's a slippery slope.
Right.
You know, you have to actually, there's software that you use to bypass the block. You know, so you have to have, if you're using software, you kind of get away with when they block one of your units, because you have duplicates and things like that, and you need software in order to
Right.
kind of on those blocks. You know, that's the only way I could get around it is with software, because you have to create multiple, like you have like an A/B for each property, so just in case it gets blocked on Airbnb, that way you don't lose the revenue for that time, and you don't wind up getting double bookings. You know, because
Right.
that's the other thing that could happen if you're using an A/B system. You need to have software.
Right. Now, the other thing that I thought was really interesting out of the announcement today was he said that for the first time, guests can create accounts during the booking process.
Well, that's actually
How do you-
probably a good thing. That's probably a good thing because, you know, depending on the guest, you know, the right type of guest that.
Well, that's the problem though. And again, this is his announcement. I didn't, you know, make this big announcement. You know, he scheduled it. He got on live. He said, we're going to do all these things. But one thing that I was also a little frustrated with when I was hearing his announcement was that he was saying it's going to be easier to create a listing. Okay. And he was going to break it down into like 10 steps. And he actually did a live demo where he was showing how he was going to create a listing. And what was so crazy about that process was that the last time I created a listing, it took 3 days for my listing to go live.
Wow,
Okay?
that's never happened to me, but I don't know.
Well, I think it's because under that particular account, this was for David and Angie, our board members. We actually helped them, you know, as their co-host, set it up, and we walked them through it. So maybe it was because it was their first time, but that's what I'm saying. This pitch was for new hosts. He's trying to get new hosts. So
They need at least a million new hosts on the platform because there was a big drop off after COVID.
right. Well, I mean, we opened up this rental in April of this year, so that's, you know, that's pretty new. But Airbnb told us over the phone it takes up to 3 days for the listing to go live. So, you know, these were issues that we were finding out in real time. And I just wanted to talk to you about it because, you know, I thought that he would have addressed it in this this big announcement. You know, Airbnb wants millions of new hosts. You know,
Because there was a big drop off after COVID, so they definitely need millions of hosts. And the other thing is, since people are doing longer term stays, there's a lot less inventory for the nightly stays. So that's another reason why there's a big gap in the market right now for hosts on the platform. And there's a lot less real estate inventory. So, you know, it's a perfect storm. That's why rates are so high. Like in Miami now, my rates are, you know, higher than they've ever been. That's for sure. So it's good for me, good for business. I'm happy. And here in Tampa, you should see the rates here in Tampa. Like hotel rooms are $1,000 a night up here. You know that?
I didn't know that.
You know, you could get a decent like a 3 stars 400. You know, a 5-star 1,000. You know.
Wow, that's incredible.
And Airbnbs, like, try to find one. There's not many. At
Well,
least,
yeah, yeah. I don't know if they have regulations on Airbnbs in Tampa. I mean, every city is
well, just
starting to go through something.
yeah. Here in Tampa, the regulation is, you can't do nightly rentals here on Airbnb. That's how they're protecting the hotel industry.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Airbnbs could only do 30 days. So you have to concentrate on corporate travelers.
Right.
And there's a big market for it here, so that's good.
Well,
And
I think that's going to be our key to success. Any market that is getting cracked down on regulation, it's regulation that's geared to 28 days or less.
yeah,
If you are going to start catering to 30 days or more, Workbnb is going to do it. We're going to do the job. Now, one thing that I wanted to give you an update was that our Kickstarter campaign was put under a 3-day review process because it's a big campaign. I mean, we're looking to raise $10 million in this campaign, and we are asking hosts like you and me to contribute $100. Okay. And in exchange for that $100, you're going to get 6 months of exclusive access to our platform with 0 service fee. Okay. And there's no cap on how many units you list. How does that sound to you?
well, that sounds amazing because most of the platforms are charging you, especially longer term platforms. They charge you $100 or something per listing. There's a few of them, corporate rentals by owner. The Furnish Finders seems to be a really good one. I mean, I have a couple of my properties on there, and they're really picking up traction. So that's one of the reasons why I thought this 30-day thing would be a really good idea. Plus, there's so much construction here that these work crews are coming in. Construction is key. Like if I'm driving around and there's at least 40 big projects going on right now. Where do you think these people are staying?
Right.
The engineer.
I mean, construction projects, they're not short. They go for months, and sometimes
years.
There's a delay in the project. Something happens, and now they got to stay another 6 months. So, what we're looking forward to is occupancy rate going up.
Eves?
Yeah, so that's the new logo.
Yeah, it looks cool. I like it.
Workbnb.
I'm gonna steal that logo. You didn't trademark it.
No, we did. And I got a shirt for you coming, so I need your shirt size.
Well, I'm a 2X.
I got you. Don't worry, we got you. And there was one more thing I was going to show you.
Okay.
This is just really exciting because, every new app, you got to have the app, the icon. Look at that.
I like it. It's everybody seems to like it too. Somebody's asking if Miami and Fort Lauderdale are oversaturated. No, because half the people went out of business. So it's a good time to be in business in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. If you can get units, there's not a lot of units because people are scooping them all up, and there's a lot of demand for regular rentals right now. So you're competing against a broader audience than you used to a few years ago, but you can still pick up units. I mean, I just did another 3 units in Miami. I got offers on a 10 unit,
Yeah.
They're out there. You just got to look for them. And I'm here on my cigar break.
I'm coming to Miami soon to have a cigar with you. So I got to go. I got to take my family home. I got to feed them dinner. But thank you again for going live with us. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for talking all things Airbnb tomorrow. I look forward to hosting your Zoom call with your mentors tomorrow. So
yeah, we're gonna do it tomorrow, guys. I wasn't able to do it on Sunday because I was here closing deals, but this is great because this just going to add more information for guys that are in the mentorship program, inside information that is just going to help you go to the next level with your businesses. And that's what we all want. You know, there's plenty to go around if you just know how to get these deals and do them fast and furnish them fast so that you can start cash flowing almost instantly if you know how to do it right.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks again, bro. We really appreciate you.
Bye.